Hi there, it's Wednesday the 8th of September 2021. This is a new month and a new series for us looking at mission on our doorstep, and really the call that we all have as Christians to share God, share His truth, share His love with all those in the different communities in which we live and work and play and operate and so on. And this week in particular we're thinking about how we build the community capacity, so how we are able to reach out to those within our different communities in which we live, to enable those communities to become better than they are, to enable people to become all that God has made them to be. Now, how do we do that? We do that by sharing the kingdom of God which is within us, because we all as Christians have the capacity within us to build community. God has enabled us to do that. When Jesus came, He built up people. He enabled people to be better than they were. He enabled people to fulfill their potential. He had influence in the communities in which He operated. And as Christians, as followers of Jesus, we can also do that. We also have the capacity for compassion. One of the features of the kingdom of God, which is really the communities that we want to try and create, our little kingdom communities as it were. One of the features of God's kingdom is compassion. Mark chapter 1 verses 40 to 42, Jesus, involved in this story of course, a man with leprosy came to Jesus and begged Him on his knees, "If you are willing, you can make me clean." Filled with compassion, Jesus reached out His hand and touched the man. "I am willing," He said, "be clean." And immediately the leprosy left him and he was cured. So Jesus, who had the kingdom of God within Him, He was able to bring the compassion of the kingdom out of Him and into the lives of other people, and so create new communities of compassion around Him. And He showed this, for example, with this man who had leprosy. Compassion, of course, is one of these amazing qualities which comes from God Himself. And the reason that any person has compassion for another person is because we are made in the image of God, and so we are like God. And just as God has compassion on all He has made, so we can have compassion on everyone within our communities. Whether we feel they deserve it or not is irrelevant. We have this compassion. We are able to understand the pain and the hurts that others go through, the trials, the challenges of life. Just as Jesus had compassion, He understood how difficult it must have been for this man with leprosy to be shunned and an outcast and so on. And He had compassion and He reached out to help him. And as Christians, with the kingdom of God within us, with that compassion within us, we can reach out to those within our communities, within our worlds, and we can show that compassion, and we can change situations with our compassion. We can change individuals with our compassion, and we are able to build up people and enable them to fulfill the potential that is in people who have hurts and are so wounded and are not able to fulfill their potential because they're so locked in their pain. But we are able to help unlock them, and so they are able to fulfill the capacity that they have of being a good person, a godly person, someone who lives for God. God bless you. Speak to you again tomorrow.